they sent Rangers out. They sent Texas Rangers this time, too. No more Sheriff Larimore. They weren't going to let him handle this. It was Texas Rangers, and it was more than one Texas Rangers. Don't buy that one Ranger, one riot slogan. And they were all overweight. And you can imagine in the noonday sun, over 100 degrees, a fat Texas Ranger, he doesn't want to mess with you at all. They were already in a very bad mood. So we took, they came and tried to land a helicopter near our camp, so we all scattered in different directions. And one of a group of us took a wrong turn and ran smack dab into a Texas Ranger, and who busted us. And they pulled us out, so they pulled us by our ankles, pulled us out of the bush, and laid us in this open area. And the helicopter landed, and I think they could only take 2 or something at a time, or 3 or whatever it was, and they were saving us for last. And they were going to do something special for me. So instead of taking a direct line to the helicopter, they grabbed me by, this one Ranger grabbed me by the ankles and started dragging me in an indirect line to the helicopter. And that indirect line had a huge cactus plant right in the middle of it. And I had a backpack on of sorts, little one. But other than that, it was very thin clothing because it was July in Texas. You know, a T-shirt and some Army fatigues, some used Army, very thin Army fatigues. And I can remember seeing that thing coming up and realizing what was happening and just putting my head back and looking directly into the sun. And I can't explain, you know, it could be a physiological thing, it could be a mental thing, I don't know what happened. But I just remember feeling the best sense of ease that I've ever felt. And just looking directly into the sun and saying everything's going to be all right, it's going to be cool. And having some voice tell me that. And we went over the cactus. And I got a bunch of cactus in me. And I rode to the little Comanche Peak prison with that in me. Spent the rest of the day in that impoundment with people picking cactus out of me. It turns out that there was a particularly deep one in my rear end that was abscessing after a month or so. So I had to actually go see a doctor about taking it out, because it was such a problem. And so I didn't have a family physician at that point. It had been years since I went with my mom to the doctor. So I think my stepmom had a doctor she recommended on the west side of Fort Worth. Completely, didn't know him at all. And I went in and explained, I need this thorn removed from my backside. I get in, and the physician's assistant is somebody I went to high school with. And so I have to explain this story to her, and anyway, it was a weird thing, and I got it out of me, and it's been sitting in this thing ever since. I mounted it. There was also a quote at the time about one of the plant people or one of the Texas Rangers basically saying they're just a thorn in our side. So that also kind of amplified the mythology around it. And later on, when I was doing Texans United work, we had a Thorn Award that we were giving out in honor of this, that I would give out to people.